Is Vanuatu the best CBI program? Is this the best citizenship that you can obtain, let's say in 2024 or 2025? I feel the answer could be yes. I'm going to explain a few reasons why this shines or anything else off the shelf. Two of the big factors. The first factor I really like about this is that this is the fastest citizenship, right? A few people are depressed, they're anxious, they cannot wait, they don't have the time to bring bunch of documents all apostille, and then by the time you wait and wait and wait, you reapostille them. In certain cases, some CBI programs after 6 months they'll ask you for newer versions, right? So none of that crap. You want to have a limited set of documents, straightforward documents, and you want this pretty quick. You want this to be processed in 3 months or 4 months. Sitting at home, you want this option. So that's where I think this citizenship shines, because if you're going to anyways invest money or pay money to this country, then you want the services pretty fast. That's the biggest plus point. The second big plus point is that now this is the cheapest option out of all the other programs. Other programs are costing 200 to 50K. That's a ripoff, absolute ripoff. Not that they think that that's a right price for the program. It's just set by someone else so that you cannot avoid or dodge taxes in the home countries. If you're going to pay more money to these people, then why would you want that passport, right? So a lot of the tax advantages are taken out of the game. This one, the Vanuatu program, the coconut oil fund, is a beautiful improvement, I think, to the program. If you're a single applicant, then you're talking about 130K-ish with the DSP. And again, we work with one of the best direct partners that works with the government. So at any point, we can discuss the best one and get you started. But let's get back to the point, right? So let's talk about the coconut oil fund. Out of the 165, which covers 4 people, and literally there's next to no processing fees here, unlike some of those busted and tainted Caribbean options, some of them at least. And before I proceed with the pricing structure over here and what really makes this shine, and there's some unique advantage. You're going to get a lot of money back. Effectively, this could cost you 70K. Okay, but I'll get to that in the later half. But the reason why I particularly feel that some of the Caribbean ones are busted and tainted and gone options is because they're not in control of the program. I feel someone else sets the requirements, someone else sets the expectations. The biggest problem that I personally see with some of those options is that there is video recording, too much information collected, and worst is sharing of information with your home country. When you don't want to be a citizen of your home country, you want to keep that business private, and you're getting a new citizenship, you don't want all that bullshit, right? That's exactly what you don't want. You want privacy. You don't want all your data to be shared with your home country. You don't know what the situation is with your home country, right? Maybe they're a draconian regime. You just don't believe in them. You don't like them, and that's the reason why you're moving away. So that's a big red flag. Let's get back to now the pricing structure, right? How does this cost 70K? And when I say 70K, that's the best case scenario. It could be 95K, it could be up to 100K, but still 100K is not a bad option. And the reason why this one is stronger than, let's say, some of the Caribbean ones is because Vanuatu has stuck it out. Who is Caribbean good for? Let's say you have an Afghan passport, or let's say you come from Pakistan, or let's say China, or any of those countries, right? Any of the Asian countries. Then I feel the Caribbean ones would make sense if you're simply looking to travel, right? You don't have a good passport, it's a poor passport, and you need travel mobility. In those limited circumstances, then let's say a Caribbean will give you more visa-free access. You don't mind waiting for that year and a half. So it's more like a natural process. Where you go apply for some residency. Some countries you can naturalize in 2 years, 6 months, in some cases up to 2 years in certain. So the CBI with the Caribbean now functions like that. You get a bunch of documents, you get it a couple of times, and then you visit the country and whatnot in some cases. And then in a couple of years, you or let's say a year and a half, you could get your passport. So for visa-free travel, yes, that is better. But when it comes to a real solid citizenship, none of these options are truly solid. Natural options are the best, but let's say you had to pick one quick citizenship, then this one has stuck it out. It has fought right for its citizens. It has kept its citizens' data private, which is what the evil forces don't like. So they have terminated the visa-free access. So people who have 2 or 3 different type of passports, they're not exactly looking for the visa-free access. So let's say you are an American or a Britisher or an Australian or anyone with a very good solid passport, you're looking for a secondary identity that's going to stick it out, that's going to protect you, is going to keep you private. Then I think this has shown the character of that. So that's where I think this shines. And 165 is for 4 people, right? So that's a big benefit there. And then it's the cheapest CBI that you can get at this time. The other big benefit with Vanuatu is that it hasn't lost access to some those foreign tidbits, those overseas territories of some of these countries. So it is a backdoor entry. You can purchase properties in some of those locations, and we can discuss which location fits best, and we can provide you with miscellaneous additional services, but you're looking to diversify and stuff like that. But it does have that overseas access still in the background, which a lot of people don't realize. So that sets it apart from any other citizenship like Egypt or Turkey or Jordan. None of those, right, have those overseas access still retained, or they never had it to begin with. But Vanuatu lost the EU, but it still retains some of the valuable access overseas. So for that reason, I like that. Out of the 165, the 50,000 is invested in a coconut oil fund, right, under this program. And this can be tracked on the portal. The current interest rates are as high as 17 to 18%, which is a big amount, right? So if that retains, right, if it retains the 18%, which is not ordinary, it's not normal, right? It's too high right now. So maybe it dips. But let's say if it retains that, then you could get back around that $80,000, and this program could cost you as low as 75 or 80K. And this is not investment advice. These are just projections, right? So best case scenario, you're looking at a $75,000 citizenship. In a reasonable scenario, you're looking at 95K-ish, right, for the citizenship. Worst case scenario, you're looking at 107K for 4 people, which is a beautiful value add. Now, you've got to be mindful that this $50,000 that you're going to get back, you're going to get back from the Vanuatu government. So you're going to rely on them to give you that money back. Hopefully, at some point, you should, because you're signing legal contracts. They can legally be sued if they don't provide you your money back. So obviously there are some protections that you have, but you got to be there's some amount of risk, right, that you got to assume. But all in all, because they do protect their citizens, it's a decent option now. And you got to take this in totality. Yes, let's say a couple of years ago, this was one of the worst options for some people. But given 2024 and how the world has changed, the good options have become bad and the bad options might have become good. So when I compare this to the 5 Caribbean, or let's say Egypt or Jordan or Turkey, or forget about Malta because that takes a couple of years. It's completely in its own league altogether, right? A couple of $1.5 million is not what everyone has. So let's leave that aside. El Salvador is a marketing gimmick. I literally don't think many people are going to shell out $1 million just to get that passport. You have better things that you can do with $1 million. So in practical terms, for 95% of the people, if I had to pick one, what's the best one in my opinion, and again, not an immigration advice, just my flat opinion on this one, that Vanuatu definitely shines. You are looking for those discounts because we work with one of the direct processors. I feel we could get the best discount that's available on the market to you. You can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss who needs this, you, your family, whatnot. A lot of people come up with this whole name change thing, right? Keep it legal and do that stuff is okay. That's a separate topic, right? It should not be blended with the citizenship. That's even with the Turkey. You have the Turkish script. If you're being smart, then there are ways around that. And do this for legal purposes. Don't do anything wrong. It's not going to work. But coming back to Vanuatu, we can get you started, your family started on this option. This is the fastest and the cheapest at this time. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe so you don't miss out on any developments. We're going to closely track and report on the Vanuatu option as it changes. But right now, I think the processing fees are the lowest, next to none, literally. So you could take advantage of it while it lasts. Eventually, the prices could go up, right? Anything can happen. Programs can change significantly. Rules can change significantly at this time. As of this recording, you or your family does not have to travel to Vanuatu in a couple of months, or let's say 3 months. Best case scenario, it'll get shipped, the documents to your home address. The fees, the processing fees covers all that shipping and stuff like that. So it really makes it very attractive. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subbed and catch you in the next one.